People don't even know. People don't even know. They can't even realize a phenomenal, perfect matchup when he's right in front of their very eyes. I mentioned this before a little bit in How Fights Are Won. And I've been talking about this to a certain length with one of my subscribers. What's happening, Sean? And a few other subscribers and whatnot. Yo, people do not realize the beauty of the fight between Strawhead Monkey D. Luffy and Heavenly Demon Donquixote Doflamingo, aka Joker. Now y'all know I come with the analysis, okay? There's reasons why this is a perfect matchup. Everybody keeps talking about the strings, everybody keeps talking about, oh, the power level, all this and that. Not realizing, let's go back to the basics of fighting. Styles make fights. That's the old saying. Let me repeat. The old saying is styles make fights. This time we have a freestyle fighter versus a practically pretty much a counter puncher, or if you want to say counter attacker in this situation, because he mainly uses legs, not actual punches. But from a boxing terminology, a counter puncher. Okay? This fight, man. Let me before I actually begin, talk about the analysis of each character. And it's going to be different than my death matches because One Piece, this isn't cross universal kind of jazz, you feel me? Not cross world jazz, not cross dimensional. This is same dimension. So it's a bit different, okay? And I think I'm gonna drop down that how would a fight be won, how to win a fight. However I worded that in the description box below. To the point. When you look at Monkey D. Luffy, he's a very interesting character in a lot of ways. But from fighting standpoint, his Gama Gama no Mi abilities, his rubber fruit, okay? His rubber abilities make him, how should I say this? It gives him a flawed fighting style. Because I was talking with a person and everybody kept, and dudes kept saying, well, what about the arms getting stretched? What about the limbs? Doflamingo can just cut them. But that's the basis of Luffy's fighting style. From day one, we've known this. So it's like, come on, people. Like, yo, you telling me he can't adapt for that? He doesn't realize his weakness? And there's another saying. Turn your weaknesses into your strengths. Which Luffy has. How many people has Luffy beaten? And I'll get more into the whole cutting deal later. But, so Luffy has this seemingly flawed fighting style, right? He's a freestyle fighter. He's the greatest I've seen in manga, and arguably, he's definitely up there of all time, even fiction or non-fiction, fiction or reality, right? Second comes Kid Buu, but you look at Luffy. What makes him a great freestyle? His long, lanky body. Actually, he's short. Luffy's only like 5'9", but he has a lanky body. Okay. His range of motion is phenomenal. His flexibility with his rubber fruit. His knowledge, his fighting IQ, he's a fighting genius. That helps as well. You understand? Then you talk about the will. Before you even conquer his hockey, just the will he has, the will to win. His mentality he goes in when he fights. You understand? His adaptability, whether it's with his devil fruit or to the fight at hand. Once he learns your abilities, it's over with. That's pretty much. Unless you are so clear of a high caliber above him, you're losing. That's been showcased time and time again. Now, it's this whole cutting thing I must deal with. Luffy's face cutting all throughout the story of One Piece. People say that's a weakness. That's not even his main weakness. I'll deal with his main weakness in a second. Or the devil fruit that's really actually anti him. And it should be. You could say, well, it's anti everybody. No. Specifically Luffy. If any other is this one. Look at it. Cat Max, same over. Now, I didn't cut, but still. Axe. You had Buggy the Clown, Orange Town. Knives, blades, you feel me? Well, that was the Buggy Ball, but blades. Then you had Captain Kuro. Them hands, though. Them claws. Then you had Don Krieg with the piercing, all along with the biting. You had even Sir Crocodile with the freaking hook. You had now switch up his fighting style and cut up Luffy because he realized that was his weakness, right? You see, I'm skipping, trying to remember. Horty Jones. Whopper was crushing, so that doesn't count. But or smoking on that. Horty Jones. But shoot, even Luffy's clashed at one point with Zoro. You feel me? Horty Jones with the biting. Since you calling that so much. You feel me? So Luffy's faced his fair share of cut slashing abilities and piercing abilities and all that. He's come out just fine. Now, I tell you what, and people say, well, it's never been a high caliber as Doflamingo. And your point is? What's your point? What's your point exactly? Luffy, and if you go back and you watch my video, and I think I'll drop it down in the description box below where he deals with Gear 4 through 6. I can see Gear 4 dealing with Doflamingo's nonsense with the strings and whatnot. But also, what fruit? If you know the physical properties of rubber, it is Akainu's magma fruit. The Mary know me, but Akainu's magma fruit. And like, first of all, physically, how do you prepare for freaking magma? Look at Aokiji. He got screwed up. He lost the limb. Head, leg, arm, something along that line. He lost the limb. How do you prepare for a freaking magma? Even with the potentials of Conqueror's Haki, it's still limited. Even with that kind of potential, dispelling Logia, Logia abilities. Logia, that kind of Logia. And the fact is that the amount of destruction and just the skill that Akainu possesses, we've only seen a small portion of it. Not only that, his doggone hockey game is up there. So that is, and that actually puts more credence, that puts more validity to Akainu being the final antagonist for Luffy. Because why are we assuming that this current Akainu is going to be the final? We know this current Luffy level ain't going to be the final come into series. Let's get real, ladies and gents. Let's get real. No. But to that point. Now let's look at Doflamingo's frame and whatnot. Doflamingo's always also weird. I said he was a counterpuncher. Now I had this discussion with a dude, and he was like, well, there's heavyweight counterpunchers that, just regardless. Most counterpunchers have a compact body. Even the heavyweights, they're pretty much, if you look at them, they're bigger, but they're still compact. You look at the two arguably greatest, counterpunchers in boxing history. You have Floyd Money Mayweather Jr. You have Sugar Ray Leonard. Okay, compact bodies. They react, boom. They hit you with powerful shots. But they don't have the power to knock you out, to KO you in a second. They don't have that knockout power off. They mainly hit you with a bunch of shots. Their evasive skills are just absolutely mind-blowing. Their knowledge of boxing. They can throw hands with the best of them. They do got quickness. Their speed is good. It's not, it's not blazing, but the speed's good. Their defensive prowess is excellent. Now with Donquixote Doflamingo, he defies that. First of all, he's tall. He's lanky. You don't talk about lanky. Luffy's lanky. Doflamingo is lanky. He's freaking, just his stance. He's freaking bow-legged. Just his stance. You would look at him. The dude is a pimp. Luffy's straight up pirate. This dude is a pimp and a gangster. Gangster, not gangster. Gangster turned pirate. That's what this dude is. This dude, just his whole stance. Like, he's weird. It's weird. It's awkward. It's eccentric. It's unorthodox. But, Luffy, he will actually stand up in a couple different orthodox stances, whether from a brawling standpoint, and I'm not talking about just flailing. I'm talking about actual brawlers. Martial art, a kind of, I wouldn't say karate, but I'm forgetting what form, but as he showed in the filler with the Kung Fu Dugong, that stance. He will stance up. Luffy will stance up. Doflamingo has a strange stance, man. And then he can get all artistic with it as he did Marine 4. But anyways, that the way the stance I'm talking about is, especially check out the one where he was standing in front of Aokiji and he's just doing this number. Now, to the actual fighting things, I've already admitted that Luffy's a fighting genius. Doflamingo, I don't know if he's genius level, but he has very high fighting IQ, very high. This dude, his confidence. Both of these, I mean, a clash of conquerors hockey. Oh, jeez. I mean, a real clash. We saw a sample with Luffy and Don Chinjao, but Don Chinjao, he's, far past his prime. But Doflamingo, though, this dude, second most powerful Shichibu guy. This dude physically is built. This dude's physically physically, he's built. Luffy's physically a monster. But Doflamingo is just physically built. You just look at the dude's body. He's a beautiful specimen. Ain't no homosexual. Just look at the dude's body. He's built. He's not hulkingly big because it's like because he has lean muscle, but he's just, he's that grown man kind of junk. Just grown man. He's tall. He's like 9 feet something. You feel me? He's no joke. Now, when you look at Luffy's fighting style, all people keep talking about his arms. What about his legs? Luffy throws around every part of his body. Okay, head, he'll hit you with a head. He's got so many punches and kicks. He's got different, the gear secondo. You got the gear third. I think he's going to have to unleash some gear fourth to evade Doflamingo. Now, we know Luffy. I could analyze, and I've done a couple different death matches with Luffy, so I won't get too much into Luffy. But let's look at Doflamingo. From what we know of him, this is what's controversial. When I told the dude, Doflamingo's strings are secondary, he's like, what? No, he uses them. Don't misunderstand. Look at Doflamingo's fighting style. He's a counterpuncher. Now, if Doflamingo is straight up an offensive fighter, yes, you would say the strings are primary. They're not primary. Doflamingo, because of his evasive nature at first, and in the way he fights, even look at the fight with Sanji. Look at the fight with Law. He wasn't using his strings to attack. They're like sure kill techniques. That's what his strings are there for. Whether it be from the parasite, whether it be from the overheat or whatnot. He only, unless it's maybe sword, like if you go back and look at his clash with Law, if it's sword, he'll block with that. You understand? But his strings are not offensive. Thus, they are not primary. They are offensive, but they're not the main, they're more of a, they're not an offensive like how Luffy fights. He will attack. Luffy can be evasive and defensive as well. How phenomenal reaction time, and his agility is ridiculous. But Luffy's in attack mode. Look at Luffy's fights. Look at Doflamingo in the clashes we've had. He, even when the fight with Smoker, look at who was attacking was Smoker. Doflamingo, dodge, looking nice and looking beautiful doing it, looking graceful doing it. Doflamingo, he uses his legs a lot. Now this is a key point, man. This is a key point. Doflamingo is a complete fighter. He's one of the most complete fighters we've come across in One Piece. You have, and it shows high caliber because he has a paramecia that off the rip. Even more so than Luffy's. The string fruit, the Ito no Mi. Like, come on. The fact that Doflamingo's almost mastered his devil fruit. Luffy's almost mastered there. That point. Neither has fully mastered there, but they've gotten there. And you can tell that they have, like, that kind of thing. The level dome. And I have Luffy ahead, But this gives you that death match. It's like no one can screw up. Both sides have a respect. Doflamingo fears Luffy. But Luffy, he respects him. Luffy knows who he goes. Mingo in Straw Hat. They look at each other on an even playing field. They know that neither of these dudes you can mess with. You can't sleep. You can't take easy, or you will die, or you will get screwed over, or however you will become unconscious. I don't think this is gonna be a Luffy versus Rob Lucci sense, because it's not gonna be a physical all-out brawl. It's not gonna be a physical battle to that extent. Exertion because of the fighting styles. You don't need a Rob Lucci. Rob Lucci's not. It was freaking close range. Luffy close range. It was blow for blow kind of stuff. Or it's not even gonna be like if you watch Film Z, it's not gonna be Luffy versus Admiral Zephyr, aka Z, where in the third match it's just a freaking slugfest, where it's just all out, just brawl, hock it up. Nah, because fighting styles. This is a perfect matchup. Two contrasting fighting styles. Neither has an advantage over the other. Both has weaknesses to the other. And here's why. You look at Doflamingo. Doflamingo guards a lot with his legs, and that's what you're gonna see a lot. And if and when this fight happens, Doflamingo is gonna use. He freaking kicked Fujitora. It wasn't his strings, like he would suspect. He kicked that Fujitora. What does that tell you? He's heavy about the legs, man. His legs block up armaments. We haven't seen the hardening. I think he uses a type more like a swordsman type where it goes over the, the object. He's got powerful legs. He's powerful. He admitted Sanji was strong. He's like, he took down Sanji with no problem. He took down Law with no problem. He takes down people with no problem. He even, with a twitch of his finger, beheads Sir Crocodile. Now, Crocodile, of course, is alive, Logi, but still, just gets rid of the leg of Oars Jr. just quick. You feel me? When he has times, dudes talk about traps. I don't know how much traps will come into account in this bout, in this clash, in this battle. But Doflamingo primary is with his legs because it's a setup. You feel me? It's like how the jab a lot of times is used by fighters. It's a setup for that cross, set up for that hook, set up for that uppercut. You feel what I'm saying? Them legs are important. They're offensive, but they're mainly defensive. So we can prepare. When you screw up, if say Luffy does, brings one out there, I got you. Forget his arms, go straight for the face. Go straight for that body, go straight for that decapitation. Doflamingo ain't looking at hacking off no arms. Screw hacking off arms when you can take out his body. Doflamingo is about that gangster mentality. He want to kill a fool. He already shown he'll use a pistol on a fool. He will kill a fool. That's his objective, is to kill. It's not to be in this long drawn out battle. Now, with that, them strings, we saw, it was said 5 colors, so I want to see all that jazz. We saw the overheat. Okay, we seen his parasite ability. We seen him use the string, his kind of Spider-Man-esque sky demon ability. We seen a few different things. We seen them strings extend for seemingly miles, man. These things are ridiculous. But yeah, and now we have this situation with him. Who knows what's up with Doflamingo at this point in the manga? With the decapitation. Don't mean to be spoiled, but decapitation. That's all I'm gonna say. With this though, Doflamingo's legs are ridiculously powerful. It seems like his face, he can take punches, which makes sense as a counterpuncher. He should be able to take punches. Where I see the weakness of Doflamingo, and this is where Luffy needs to focus, because you see his, he has them strings though on them hands. We still need more explanation on his abilities, but still, at this point, the strings on his hand, the legs, his face. Because Buffalo was attacking him, and I think she knocked him into the ground. And his head was just fine, which makes sense. No cut up. You don't see any scars. His weakness has got to be 2 things. His body, his upper torso is the first one. You get to his body, although he's built, you take a few powerful blows. Not going to be in a nail situation, no. But you get to that body, he's done. That's what I think his weakness is. We've never seen him get hit in the body. If you realize that. We've never seen him take shots to the body. I think that's where his weakness is. Every fighter has a weakness. Every style has a weakness. You get to his body, is a wrap. Now, it's not going to be over in a couple blows, you feel me? But you will wear him down. You will wear him. His long Lincoln, he's got a long torso. I think Oda drew that for a reason. Then also you take into consideration not only that, some have thought about grabbing the string. I don't know about all that. We don't know how the strings work. We really don't. You understand? If it's just like a kind of Spider-Man / Venom kind of situation. There's Kangataka. What are those besides getting to the body? Oh, there was something else I meant to say. Oh shoot. Luffy can nullify the strings. He can dodge and evade. And what, dang, there was something else I wanted to say, but pretty much the body. That's pretty much the weakness that he deals with. You understand? If you can't get to his body, it's over. It's over. Strong opponents, that's what they'll be able to do. Is there something else I wanted to say? Dang it, I forgot. But regardless, that's my analysis of the situation. Luffy gets to his body, it's over. If Doflamingo catches Luffy slipping, it's not so much the extension of the arms it's the word about, or the limbs. It's the fact if he leaves himself open, Luffy, he can get boom, 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 hit up with them strings or hit up with some kicks. You feel what I'm saying? So both sides, it's just perfect. They can't just go in there stupidly. They know. You know, Doflamingo's been watching Luffy from since after Sir Crocodile's defeat. He saw him at Marineford. He knows how he is. He ain't stupid. Okay? Luffy knows Doflamingo is powerful. Unexpected one, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts on this clash. What would you like to see in it? How you think it's going to go down? I'm not sure. I'm just giving the analysis on the fighters themselves, and specifically Doflamingo, because he seems to be misunderstood. Secondary does not mean non-effective. It doesn't mean it's minor. The strings are important, but he can't unleash string attacks if he doesn't set himself up, if he doesn't cause the other person to miss. Meaning, if you watch, you know, cross, ooh, you know, a jab, if your jab wrong, you leave that shoulder ducking, bam, slashed up. You feel what I'm saying? That kind of jazz. That's what counter punchers do that. Understand fighting styles, ladies and gents, and you'll be good. Alright, y'all, till next time, peace.